Start.
Good morning, students. This video is for the students of class 12th. I know that you will be facing board examinations this year and the beginning of the session has not been quite good for you. But still, there is nothing to worry. If you and we both will try together, so you will be able to accommodate with your syllabus well within time. First of all, class 12 students, I am going to explain English to you. For the subject English, let me first introduce the books to you. There are two books into your syllabus, Flamingo and Vistas. The books will going to take your literature section. Apart from this, you have writing section and reading section. There will be no grammar section in your examination this year. Now, for the reading and grammar section, we'll talk later. First, today, let us begin with your literature part. Your literature has two books, as I've already told you, Flamingo and Vistas, and I'm going to begin with the first chapter of the Flamingo, the last lesson. Though it has one more chapter before that, but that chapter is quite difficult to explain in the video without being face to face with you. So I thought that the chapter which is easier for you to understand, I must begin with the same. So I'm going to begin with the first chapter, and the name of the chapter is the last lesson. The lesson is set into the days of the Franco-Persian War. Or you can well understand by one thing that the chapter is talking about something which is related to that how the common people feel, what are the feelings of the common people, especially the feelings of the students at the time of the war between the two countries. The two countries which have been discussed into the chapters are, one is Germany and other is France. There was a war going on between both the countries. And the two districts of France, Alsace and Lorraine, they were on the border. You must understand it this way, that they were on the border. Now both the districts come under France, but Germany claims that they belongs to them, and the war is just because of these two districts. Let me explain you with an easier example. What is the most hot reason of the war between India and Pakistan? That's Kashmir. In the same manner, the reason of the war between the France and Zanbari was the two districts Alsace and Lorraine. Now, into this situation, there have been shown into the story a school. In that school, there is a student. His name is Franz. 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 Franz is going to the school, and he is today very worried while going to the school because he is late to the school. And second is that his teacher, the name of his teacher is M. Hemmel. M. Hemmel is quite a disciplined teacher, and he will definitely going to scold him for being late into the class. So he's worried while going to the school, and he hurries up to the school. While going to the school, he passed a place which is called as town hall. Town hall is a notice board of the city, can be considered as the place where they get all the news, especially related to the war. From last 3 years, the war is going on, and who is winning the war, who's losing the war, who's being killed, who is ordering, everything related to the war is the place where they get the news about it, and that place is called as the town hall. So he passed the town hall while going to the school, and that day he saw a huge crowd. He was quite surprised that why there is a huge crowd today in the town hall. But still, because he was late, so he hurried up. He went to the school. He reached in front of the school, And he, after reaching in front of the school, noticed certain changes. The first thing he realized is that everything was very, very quiet. Everything was calm. He wondered for a minute as if by mistake he has come to the school on Sunday morning. Every day when you go to the school, you find certain noises and certain routine things. What are those? The school buses are coming, students are coming, teachers are coming, certain sounds of shifting of benches, and students shouting, teachers are giving certain commands, repeating their lessons. These are some general sounds which you hear every day. But that day, when French reached in front of the school, he found nobody. First thing, because he was late, everybody has settled inside the classroom. But still, he found that he was quite wondering that why there are no routine sound, no hustle and bustle, no coming and outgoing, no shifting of benches, no sound of teachers repeating their lessons in the class. Nothing was audible. Still, he entered inside the school. He went to his class and he saw that his teacher M. Himmel. He used to keep a stick under his arm. And with that arm under his stick, he was moving up and down in the class. He saw everything was well settled and the class was quite quiet. Everything was into immense silence. He was scared that how will I be able to enter inside? My teacher will definitely going to scold me. But still, he asked the teacher the permission to get inside, and he said that may I come in, sir? And his teacher has shown a different emotion that day, which was quite opposite to his behavior. That day, his teacher M. Himmel does not scold him. In fact, he very politely said that he has come in and sit down. French was quite surprised that today teacher has not asked me for the punishment. He quietly came and settled up. And then he noticed that the classroom was very quiet. Students were very silently sitting that day. And then suddenly he noticed that there at the back of the class there were some benches which was always empty. But today those benches were not empty. The villagers were sitting. Some villagers were sitting on those benches. They have specially come to thank M. Himmel for his dedicated services which he has given to the village for teaching the language from last 40 years. He could not understand. French could not understand why those villagers are sitting at the back, why the classroom is so quiet. And then suddenly he noticed that his teacher M. Himmel was wearing a special dress, which he generally wears only on the special days like PTM, annual functions, some other celebrations into the school. But that day, French could not understand that why Himmel was wearing that special dress. And suddenly, M. Himmel declared to the class that I am going to take the last lesson today. French was surprised. He could not understand anything. And then Himmel explained everything. He said that Berlin was their headquarters, that Berlin has passed the orders, that now Germany has won the war and these two districts of Alsace and Lorraine will fall under Germany by tomorrow. That means that the people who were called as Persians, the people who belonged to France, the people who were speaking into French language till today, by tomorrow they will fall under Germany. By tomorrow they have to learn a new language, that is German, and they will be the citizen of some other country. Or you can also say that suddenly their identity was snatched from them. they were no more Persians. And this thought was very difficult for them to understand. They were quite stunned to hear this. They could not understand that why suddenly that change has come. Why so? That question was there in mind of every child, every villager, and in fact to the mind of the teacher also. And then the teacher said that I am going to teach you the last lesson today. And he started. The first thing he thought of that I am going to begin with a lesson of recitation. And he wanted French to get up and read a paragraph from the book. He knew that French is not a very good student. He was a weak student who was not ready to study, who was not ready to learn the things. He got up, he started reading, and while reading, he made the mistake into the very first line. But the change which was there that day was that French has realized his mistake. Today he was not able to look into the eyes of his teacher as his teacher was teaching him for the last time, and he could not understand even the first line of that language. After that, the teacher gave them notebooks. He bought some notebooks for all the students of the classroom and he gave them all. And he started dictating and children were writing. The class was so quiet and silent that day that even the scratching of the pen on the paper was audible. It was quite surprising for everybody. After that, M. Himmel explained the topic of grammar and French, because today he was able to realize his mistake. He was able to understand that my teacher is teaching the last topic of the language today and I am able to learn anything. So he was also listening very dedicatedly. He heard the explanation of that grammar topic and he was very easily able to understand it. That was very surprising for him. He could not believe that so easily he could understand the topic. And then he thought, that was my teacher better than the other days today? Or was I more concentrating? Was I more accurate in listening today? I hope this is enough for the day. I'm going to begin with the same chapter tomorrow. I'll continue with the same chapter tomorrow. So I hope that you will going to hear this half part of the story and try to learn it carefully so that I can accommodate with the rest of the part tomorrow. Thank you, children.